Baby, don't you weep, don't you weep, don't you cry. Together we are brave, we will fight.
I'd recorded the song basically all throughout the summer, and it took a really long time because this is my first song I've ever completed, I've ever mixed, I've ever mastered. So every step of the way there was a lot of learning that went along with it, a lot of YouTube tutorials, a lot of articles read, and a lot of trial and error. So I spent the summer recording it, and then I showed up here to university, and I thought, shoot, I still need to mix and master. So incrementally throughout Frosh Week, I'd be hanging out with friends or perhaps at a party, and I'd sort of just bring myself off into the corner and slip my laptop out of my bag, plug in the hard drive, throw in the headphones, and I mixed and mastered this within a week, which that in itself is quite a long time to spend on the process, but it was in little pockets whenever I had a free chance. So it gave me a lot of time to reflect on what I did the day before and how it was ultimately sounding. I had this really grand idea in my head that I wanted to do the cover art for my own music, but really without any tangible graphic design skills. So I had no idea what it was going to look like. This was an early sketch of it. It's just not good. And then I thought, well, if the last thing you hear in the song is the message from Nonna and from Uncle Joe, then what if the first thing that you see when you're playing the track is also them? So I went through my camera roll and I had this video that I took a while back of us driving away from their house, and I screen capped it, and I thought this one was super cute, but it wasn't quite the sizing for a square cover art. So I extended the top, I blended out some elements that didn't really make sense at the top of the house, and then on preview on my Mac basically did up this super manually, that kind of fade out shadow, and then the rest of it I edited on my phone. Beat it up on Visco, R&I Films as well too. Basically Snapseed, a bunch of different apps trying to manually make it look like I didn't just do this myself, and the ending, what it came out with is it's pretty cool. The idea for shooting this video came, it was probably halfway through last year when my good friend Emma tagged me in a tweet that Ronny, the videographer and director, made saying, I want to shoot a music video. And so within 2 minutes, bam, she shot back, and with a minute after that, I'd responded, and I think 3 minutes later, we were all in a group chat together. So we planned a mini project that we did last year, and then shifted over to really this single cam vision that we had for this together. And it's funny, we went to a local coffee shop, we sat down for 3 separate days, probably knocked out 2 hours of the hardest, most enjoyable and rewarding creative brainstorming I've ever done. And I remember sitting down on the first day and I was like, what are we gonna shoot this for? And Ronny said, don't weep. And in my mind, I didn't quite validate or believe that Don't Weep could become something as beautiful as it was now. I was thinking it was my first song. Like, why would I ever shoot a music video for this? But he saw a vision in it that I'm so happy I could be a part of bringing to life. I thought of the idea of doing a video that was deconstructed and having the videographer in it probably December of 2017, where I was sitting there at 1 a.m. listening to this Time Flies song on repeat, and I drew out the idea on my whiteboard, and I wasn't quite sure where it was going to be, but I thought it meant a lot. And then we started working on Don't Weep, and the visualization of how it felt to put something out in the world that means so much to me and exposes a lot of deeper things that I've been feeling that I really don't talk about. This was the way to show what it feels like that now I'm in this safe space, I'm in the shower, I'm singing to myself, and suddenly, bam, Ronny's there. And he's not really fazed by it because he's just listening to the song. But to me, it's crazy because where'd you come from? And just as I'm getting over that, bam, Robbie jumps in. So it's really a visualization of the unpredictability of where such a deep piece of who I am is finding itself in the world. So the uke scene was super cool to do. It was the first and I guess of 2 expenses incurred for the video, the other one being shower curtains. And so what I did is I found a cheap ukulele on Amazon and decided, let's have this really spectacular scene where I'm doing my own thing, and then bam, a manager comes in, an A&R comes in, and he goes, no, you got it all wrong, and really tries to tweak and change drastically how I'm portraying myself. I thought it was funny that he gives me a ukulele, and there's not even a ukulele in the song, and it's not tuned, but he's just saying go, because a lot of times in pop music, we're just trying to move on what sells and what the trends are like. So I give it a shot, and I'm not into it. And so smashing this ukulele becomes a symbol of rebellion against following trends, against creating music that's anything other than serving myself and helping explore who I am. That last scene's really important to me. So Ronny and I were sitting in the green room, which was actually my Nona's kitchen, as everyone met up at her house, and we were doing some final prep. We were figuring out how we were going to articulate what we wanted from everybody in the scene. And when we came down, we were all ready to go, and looking around and seeing 30 of my closest family members and friends and the people who mean everything to me there was just sort of the most beautiful experience to recognize, like, wow, this is something that is really brought to life now, and I can have so many people that I care about be a part of. So it's a celebration. It's this idea that at the end of the video I've found who I am, how I'm wanting to sound and portray myself, and it's not just me doing that, but I'm standing with and celebrating with my family and with my friends. So it was a really cool, raw demonstration of what I want to do artistically, and how my family feels about that.
Dogs go to heaven, all artists they go to bed. Starving reality's beating me up again. My peers are complacent and vaping in class again. Meanwhile, I'm running and women's sunglasses.